Ebullient greetings. I'm your host, Jacquie Bird of Jacquie Bird Spiritual Wellness, your guide to stress and anxiety relief, mindfulness, awareness, self-care, self-love, and personal growth. Welcome and thank you for joining me as we roll with peace in mind. Today's riff is how to develop self-esteem. And you may ask, Bird, how to develop self-esteem when you have none or very little? We do know that developing a self-esteem mindset is priceless in value, worth more than real estate, gold, platinum, money, AI, stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrency. But make no mistake, becoming comfortable in your own skin and owning who you are is a process, and it takes time. And it's quite challenging, particularly if you scroll through social media often. We are bombarded with the perfect images. And though they are altered, and we know they're altered, we kind of overlook this. I want to look like that. I wish I had those legs, abs, hair, nose, butt, and so on. We are also dealing with the challenges of negative messaging as children. Disparaging remarks made by adults and other children can definitely pop the air out of a balloon, and those hurtful words can stay with us our entire lives. And with those thoughts, it's no wonder many of us are anxious, stressed, and depressed. But it doesn't have to be. When you recognize that you are struggling with self-esteem issues, you can change those thoughts. Realizing that those thoughts are not who you are, but someone else's crappy opinion is the first major step to change, and a major one at that. But again, I remind you, it's a process. It takes time to unlearn a habit, to replace it with new programming. So one must be patient and diligent, and kind and loving towards self, which is a journey unto itself. All right, so you can start with, what is your internal talk? On the road to developing self-esteem is recognizing and thus discarding negative beliefs that we have taken to be truth. Ask yourself, what do you tell yourself on a regular basis, especially when you look in the mirror? You can start there. What is your internal talk? Do you know or even notice? See if you can catch any kind of judgment, criticism, or admonishment you hurl at yourself. Pay attention. It could be something like, I'm fat. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I know someone who is always apologizing. I mean, always. Now, that might not seem like a self-esteem issue, but it is. Most of the time, she apologizes to me about it's like it's not necessary in the least, I feel, but always apologizing says you are wrong constantly. So if this is something you do, throw a light on it, shine light on it. Why are you apologizing? Were you responsible for a particular thing going wrong? No? Then why apologize? As to my friend, no matter how many times I tell her there's no need for apology, she apologizes for apologizing. Being considerate is one thing, but walking on eggshells in the event you might offend someone is another story, and extremely stressful. Being true to self may piss somebody off. Oops. Oh well. They'll either get over it or they won't. But that says more about them than it does about you. And if that's the case, so be it. Now, that can be challenging if you are a people pleaser. Then you are always taking responsibility for someone else's happiness and comfort. You cannot make anyone happy but yourself. And for many, that's a tall order. But one of the many benefits connecting to your self-esteem is recognizing this fact. Notice I said connecting to your self-esteem. It is already within you. It may not feel like that because you've fed into a narrative of lack. Recognize and know your worth. And if you feel you have low or no self-esteem and you have no idea of worth, your worth, this is a great time to begin to learn it. As you begin to learn your worth, your self-esteem will rise. How do you learn your worth? Make a decision that you are worthy and worth something. You have to decide. You get to decide. No one else. And you have no clue on where to start? Okay, for starters, write in the journal all the things you are good at. It could be stuff like I'm a kind person, I am caring, I am considerate, I make a mean banana pudding. And somebody told me that once. Nothing is too small or big. Look at what you've written and let it sink in. And don't worry about whether you only have 2 things on the list. Don't worry about the number. And all right, in this process, you may begin to recognize what you feel and feed yourself mentally. Now what? So once the light bulb and alarms have gone off and you realize I do myself in, and the things I say about myself are not so nice. I certainly wouldn't want anyone to say those things to me. Congratulations, this is a big step. Next step is to ask yourself, why do you believe a particular thing? When you catch yourself down talking, do a bit of probing. If you tell yourself, I hate my nose because it's so big, ask, says who? Why do you believe your nose is big? Was it because you were teased in school or a family member said something derogatory? Or the industry you're in holds a particular ideal about nose shapes and sizes? When did you get the memo that your nose was too big, and who handed you said memo? Why did you agree to take the memo and agree with them? Does the air go in and out of your nose properly? Does it do what it's on your face for? Does it serve a purpose? Yeah, it does. So why do you view it in such a negative way? Do you think you hated your nose as a baby? Do you think other babies hated your nose? When you have an understanding of the why, moving away from those self-inflating lines of thinking may be easier. Once you've located the source of said judgment, the next step is to flip the script. Change the narrative. I have found mantras and affirmations to be a huge step in this regard. Some scoff at affirmations, saying it's brainwashing. Well, any negative thoughts we carry about ourselves is brainwashing in and of itself. So, do you think you observed yourself in the negative when you were an infant? Do you think you yelled at yourself when you worked your Pampers over with the funk? Oh crap, when will I stop pooping in my drawers? Why can't I get that together? I'm so stupid. I bet no other 3-month-old is wallowing in their own mess. Damn. And damn my genetics, my nose is too big. Do you think that you said that to yourself as an infant? All right. How to tap into and cultivate self-esteem is beginning to think for yourself, to stop holding the opinions of others over your unique self, and to become your own cheerleader. As I was saying, affirmations and mantras are helpful. When you tell yourself an untruth with a negative judgment like, I can't do that, flip the script to, I am capable. I can do XYZ. I have the tools and gifts to do X, Y, and Z. And if your mind is still balking at that notion, why do you think you can't? What are you afraid of and why? In the beginning, affirmations and mantras may feel like lip service, that you're feeding yourself lies. But ask yourself, would you like to be able to do X, Y, and Z? If you truly applied yourself, you could do it, couldn't you? But your fear is blocking you. Step around that fear on faith. I have faith I can do this project, or whatever it is that's in front of you. Be your own cheerleader, as I said earlier. And I have a great guide that can help you in this regard. It's called 28 Thoughts and Mantras for Mindfulness, Keys for Stress Relief and Personal Growth. There is a physical book and an ebook, and it's found on my website, Jacquie Bird Spiritual Wellness, and it's created to help get over hurdles, to think differently, to flip the script, to rewire. So remember that any negative self-talk that you fed yourself and eaten over a period of time is something you've agreed with yourself to be true. With affirmations and mantras, you are making a new set of agreements with you. Ones that are empowering, uplifting, and that put you in a new light, a truer light. One without the debilitating thoughts of unworthiness. More often, much more often, where you think of yourself in a higher light. And when those other thoughts arise, and they will, you tell them to bug off. You are rewiring your mind with a new paradigm. You are creating a shift, a mental shift of how you see yourself. And if you really want to do it up, create a short song to sing when you're flipping that script. Make it fun. Self-improvement does not have to be a grind, but a journey into self to grow, to evolve mindfully and consciously. A mindfulness practice makes you more aware of what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, and how to make better thought choices. You recognize the negative self-talk more often and learn to pivot away from that line of thinking. To get to the bottom of things, you have to listen closer and become more present and aware of yourself. Read, listen to, and surround yourself with more uplifting energy. Reading, listening to, and connecting with more uplifting energy is so very empowering. The more you immerse yourself in being the energy you want around you, the more you will draw it as you reflect it. Engaging in mindfulness workshops and taking guided meditation can help you shift your mindset. It's a guide. As you move more into the groove of mindfulness, the more empowered you will feel as you have taken more responsibility for your well-being. You're not leaving it up to someone else. A mindfulness practice gives you tools like redirect and pivot to send your thoughts in the direction of what is more productive and peaceful for your life. It will develop your self-esteem and confidence exponentially with intention and desire. Having objects in your work and/or living space to remind you to be kind to self is a beautiful thing. And if you want outside help and wish to work with me, hit me up on my website. We'll get to the bottom of what's going on with you and help you see more clearly.